Bo Melton, wide receiver. I'm a sophomore, and I'm from Egg Harbor City, New Jersey, South Jersey. I guess when I was younger, I watched my older brother play football, Gary, Jr. I watched him play for Egg Harbor City Crusaders, and I just ran around the field doing the same thing he would do. Like, if he'll catch the ball, I got catching the ball, and that's when I started finding a love for football. Basically, when I got older, I involved myself more. Started playing when I was at least like 6 or 7, and when I got older, went to middle school and started playing for Egg Harbor City, so I started to love the sport even more. Yeah, it's pretty easy. You know, a lot of people in my family played football. My dad played.
My older brothers got me in the game of football. We were at the dinner table one night, and they asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I said I wanted to be a chef like my mom. And they didn't like that, so they bought me my first football uniform, took me in the backyard, and jacked me up a little bit.
All my brothers play, some of my cousins play, so it was kind of like easy to kind of mix myself in there. Usually we would just always like do drills in the backyard, so the passion and love was already there for the family, so I just added on. It's kind of like a tradition, but I still had a love for the sport, not like I have to. I like love it myself.
Well, I was recruited at Rutgers first for basketball, believe it or not. My junior year, they came for basketball. I really didn't like basketball. I liked football more, so I had a lot of schools recruiting me, and one of the things that was said to me by Coach Dick Anderson, who was the head coach at the time when he came to the high school, was Penn State was recruiting me also, so it was kind of between Rutgers and Penn State at that time. And he said, do you want to play for Penn State or do you want to beat Penn State? And I kind of liked that. And so I said, you know, I think I'd rather beat Penn State. And, you know, I think my sophomore year, we ended up going up to State College and beating them.
Really, it's like staying at home. I know a lot of people in New Jersey preach it, like stay home, stay home. I really wanted to do it. Like, you know, a lot of good athletes in New Jersey we had in my class.
The recruitment process was, you know, recruiting is recruiting. You know how it is. It's a lot of schools that were coming around. He was recruited by a whole bunch of schools. I forget the number at this point. Rutgers was the standard. And so when we did a little chart, Rutgers was the standard. If schools fell below that standard, then we didn't even consider them. And so when it came down to it, obviously he knows that we're Rutgers fans, we're a Rutgers family. He's been to Rutgers as a child, you know, he's been to games as a child. So having been a part of the Rutgers family, Rutgers had a hands up on everyone, however, but it was his choice.
So I was in the car, I was sitting next to my mom, and I was talking to her about like my recruitment and stuff like that. And she was like, well, you know, my home school is, and we're just playing around, joking around. And I was like, well, Mom, I want to commit. And she kind of like slammed on the brakes a little hard, kind of hit my head on the windshield a little bit. And then she started going like crazy, like, Bo, you're not allowed to do that. And started telling me stuff like, just don't do it because I said so. And I was like, Mom, I think I really want to be home and put on for my home state. And that's a part where I was thinking about a lot in my recruitment. And I finally told my mom while I was driving. She called my dad, aunts, family, the dogs, and everybody, as they knew.
So I was actually in Kansas City at a conference in Kansas City when he called me up, and he said, Dad, I'm going to choose Rutgers. And so that kind of made my trip a little bit better.
For me, I want to stay home, put up for my hometown. It's better staying home, being a hometown hero, than just going away and being another person, like another number. But that's what I was preaching. We had a lot of in-state people stay, and just staying in Jersey is no other vibe. You know, a lot of Jersey club music, a lot of this hype in New Jersey. Everybody wants a Jersey Shore. That's what they call us down here, but we're still like Jersey. It's nothing like Jersey.
Well, we were cool in front of him. You know, we didn't want to show too much. But then when we closed the door, we were high-fiving and jumping up and down, saying, "Yeah, this is perfect." And I think it is an absolutely perfect fit for him. You know, we have family that come to all the games. You know, so it's been a great move for him. Great move for the community down in South Jersey. I think that's a big thing that we have to connect the state, make sure that everyone knows that we're New Jersey, not North and South and Central, but we're all one state, and I think he had a big hand in unifying that state.
It means a lot to me, really, to maintain a legacy. When my mom and dad went here, it was like, when I was at home, they was like, "Oh yeah, Rutgers is a great school," and all that and stuff. And I was just thinking, like, yeah, for like I can maintain a legacy, why would I go somewhere else? And they would just tell me sometimes, they would never force me, they would just tell me like, "Yeah, Rutgers is a good school, I'll always be up here." And so when I finally made the commitment to come here, it was like a legacy I had to maintain, and it's fun. It's really not any pressure or anything. It's just playing out, having fun, and maintaining a legacy. It's just something you and your family always have, and I just feel good having one.
It's emotional. It is. It's very emotional to see him in the uniform and running, you know, down the same field I ran down and through the same tunnel, and you know, it's pretty emotional. It brings tears to your eyes to know that, you know, you have a son that is kind of following in footsteps. But I always tell him, don't follow in my footsteps. You're supposed to move on from where I left off. So he's kind of took that mantra and is doing better than I ever did.